name's Leticia Hernandez and I'm a Makerspace assistant. I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the sewing machine here in the Makerspace. I'm going to give you a general overview of the parts of a sewing machine and basics that you need to know to go get started with your project. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to stitch a pillowcase. It's one of the more basic sewing projects that you can take on, and it'll be a good start to get to know the parts of a sewing machine and what to do. We have a good selection of fabrics here in the Makerspace. Do keep in mind that the texture of the fabric that you choose will influence the stitching process, but for the purpose of this video, it won't. Here's a general overview of the sewing machine. You have the stitch settings, which can be changed using the plus or minus button, the needle, and the bobbin case. To get started with a project, you're going to want to remove the bobbin case. In this scenario, the bobbin is already wound. There's enough thread to complete an entire project, but I'm going to be showing you guys how to wind a bobbin from the beginning. Here we have an empty bobbin. The first thing we're going to do is grab a thread the color of choice, and you're going to take the end of the thread and you're going to wind it through a hole on the top part of the bobbin. It's hard to describe this process in words, so I provided a visual representation of what this would look like, as shown here. Place the bobbin on the bobbin winder. You're going to want to slide the bobbin winder to the right. In order to start winding, you're going to press down on the pedal. But first, like I said, you're going to have to slide the bobbin winder to the right in order to switch into the bobbin winder mode. Here is what it would look like when the bobbin starts winding. Now that your bobbin has enough thread to complete a project, you're going to want to start threading your sewing machine. Every sewing machine is different, and there's different steps to thread the machine. This machine provides a step-by-step numbered instructions to thread the needle. First, I carried the thread through step 1 and down through step 2. I'm looping it under step 3. And I'm making sure to hook the thread over the metal hook that you see there. That's important. And then I'm bringing it back down to step 5. Right now, I am unscrewing the needle tightener, that's what I call it, and I'm taking out the needle so that I can thread the thread through the needle hole.
I didn't give you any type of excuse, so I'm glad for that month, and he was like, you can't give me an excuse, I can't be sympathetic to you anyway.
Now that the needle is threaded, we're going to reinsert it into its position. Make sure that the screw is still unscrewed in order to insert the needle. We're going to put it in and then re-screw it tightly. Make sure that it's secure so that the needle does not fall out mid-project. Now that that step is done, we're going to put a bobbin in the bobbin case. The arrow is pointing to a notch in the bobbin case. This is a crucial part of the sewing process. You need to make sure that you pull the thread through the notch. Make sure that it is slid inside. Put the bobbin case back on and pull the thread through the top of the bobbin case as shown here. Now the sewing machine is ready to start your project. The diagram here shows all of the stitch settings possible on this sewing machine. I chose to go with setting 3. I moved the settings using the plus button. Using 2 pieces of equal sized fabric, stack them on top of each other with the outside facing outward. I lifted the sewing pedal and I placed the 2 pieces of fabric facing outward under the pedal, and then I placed the pedal back down. I press the foot pedal to start sewing. I sew all the way down the fabric's edge. To switch sides, you're going to lift the pedal, and without removing the needle, you're going to rotate the piece of fabric to the desired side. Once you're done, place the pedal back down and continue stitching. This is a stitch all done. You're going to stitch almost all the way around, making sure to leave a little slit for the pillowcase to be turned right side out. To complete your sewing project, lift the pedal up, clip the excess thread, Here's that little slit that I was talking about. This is what we're going to use to pull the pillowcase right side out. Just stick your hand through and then pull the outside back out. Takes a little maneuvering, but make sure all of the edges are pulled out. This hole is going to be used to stuff the pillow later. I will not be showing that in this video, but this is how to sew a pillowcase. Thanks for watching.